welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go. Game number 1 of our next series here. Going to be coming up here. What is the final series, obviously, of today? So we got Fresh taking on Complexity Gaming here in a 2-game series of the group stages once again. So excited to be here. Joining me once again is Shorkan, and well, there we go. That's pretty much sums it up.
Yeah? Are you sure?
Well, there's a little bit more. So here, there's one more thing.
There's one more thing?
There's one more thing. The standings. Here we go. This is what I was also wanted to bring up here. Yeah, apparently he was having a bug there with clicking on stuff, so we're good now. You see Complexity, again, they're at 5 points currently, a 1-2-1 record. You got Fresh's 2 points at 0-2-2 record. So Fresh, they struggled earlier today, and then obviously splitting the series against Chopstick Gaming just in the previous series here. Apparently, Serenia did clarify, though, they got level 1 Concord, though. In that game,
that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, who expects it if you get a sneaky lineup? I mean, if you pick Gauntlet and Pharaoh on the same team, then of course you're going to expect it. But I don't know what did you see the draft that they had while doing it?
I'm
gonna check. I
Both
have to
check.
check. Yes.
Okay, so this is what they went up against: a Wild Soul, Revenant, Fade, Andro, Clanks. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't scream level 1 Congo, really. It's obviously a Wild Soul with Boo Boo. There's that concern a little bit, but
yeah.
Other than that, not too crazy. So
It's interesting that they're doing it with Clanks, though. That's something you really wouldn't expect.
Yeah, right. That's true. So that apparently happened. They did come back and win the second game, as Quincy pointed out about the Pro Busk and the best carry in the world and what he did for these guys. So,
of course,
he was 14-2-15 on a Swiftblade in game number 2. So,
but that's because he's the best carry in the game, right?
Wait, Quincy's not here to defend himself right now, so we can't really do that. We shouldn't. He did have to go, unfortunately, to that whole work thing.
Americans having to work and stuff. I don't know.
It's dumb. All right, so this game, though, this draft going on, Midas Moira Warbeast, and then Magnus Morax's Parasite coming out here. So
the fact that Warbeast was such a late pickup, pretty impressive. But I mean, I guess Midas and Moira have been kind of seen as the better heroes, and they're still picking they're still picking Moira without actually getting rid of Moraxis, and you got to think that Moraxis is just such a good counter to Moira that, like, even in the first game when Oscar was playing it just now versus not Sync, X Sync, or Sync, I don't know. He went up there and he still got pushed out, but that's also because there was a behemoth there. My point is invalid. Carry on.
And life moves on.
And life moves on. Yeah. It's been a tiring day. I apologize.
Oh, good. Well, here we are again, the final series of the day. So looking forward to a fun finish here.
Yeah.
You never know with well, you kind of do know with Complexity. Usually will be the longer ones.
Yeah.
To be fair, but we'll see how Fresh addresses that here. But yeah, already getting a War Beast. Figuring that they're going to be just fine if the game drags out. The bands to follow: Oogie, Dr. Repulsor, Dark Lady, Puppet, Sandwraith. Jeez, a lot of carries being taken out by both teams here.
And they're actually getting rid of the Oogie.
They did.
These games. It's like teams are listening to me. Because I was saying last game, Formless just plays really good Oogie. The hero is really strong in the way they draft, and I mean, why not ban it? It's like Clanks for a reason. They know how to play with it. They have practiced it a lot in competitive games. Why not take away their comfort heroes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta say, this Fresh team right now only having 2 points currently. 0-2-2 again. They got 2-0'd by Reason earlier. They got 2-0'd by Sync earlier in the groups. They split against BMG, and then they split against Chopstick, as we were just mentioning. So, but this really is a team that we talked about on the podcast that I was really expecting a bit out of. Again, hearing Haxford talk about it and how they were excited, but clearly it hasn't been connecting so far. And this is the match that I think will kind of tell us what to expect from them now. If they look
Yeah.
really good in this series and possibly even 2-0 complexity, I mean that's impressive stuff. And then you feel like okay, maybe some more flukes, and those are tough teams, whatever. But if they won one, if they even 0-2 here, then I don't know. Maybe it is going to be a little bit shaky here for Fresh moving
Yeah,
forward.
and it's really unfortunate because it's really like they got another superstar with them with Haxton, and if they make it work, I mean, it's always a little bit tricky after a roster change to be as effective as you were before. But even at DreamHack, it really didn't go their way for
Yeah,
Mint
that's true.
because I don't know, team wasn't really working out in the end. With Krake ending up going to Dota and stuff, I don't know.
A Luna coming out for complexity. Is that going to be their carry?
No, that's a supported Luna.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
always
sense.
sure. I mean, Rhapsody is still available, but not sure what Rhapsody does versus Moira, Pebbles, and Midas. So many AoE stuns that, yeah, there really seems to be no point.
We have seen farming Alunas take off a little bit. BMG
Yeah,
XSync ran it recently, so there has been that. That's why I kind of brought it up. But yeah, it does feel like more of a support this time around. I know that Resher actually did like to play, but as we pointed out, he's no longer a part of the team. Apparently, he's stepping down even as not working with the schedule. So love
yeah.
replacing him now.
And we don't know if it's permanent or anything, so
Exactly. Yeah.
you shouldn't take anything from this while watching.
Seems like he's been faring just fine. At least, hell, he's had a
I mean,
great,
they beat Sank.
yeah, exactly, a tough opponent to see to start things off his career, and he's getting these diamond top tier matches, and yeah, they win, so pretty good start.
Yeah.
Wretched Hag picked up with their final one. That definitely seems like a Haxerin hero to me, but
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But I mean, what is Probus going to play? He seems to not want to play Pebbles anymore. Gemini.
yeah,
That's like the replacement of Oogie for me.
yeah,
In a way, it's just one of those like really tanky, really difficult to kill, will do a lot of damage if you let him stay alive, and is a really hard carry. I really don't think people use Gemini enough because that hero, it's so strong. It's so unbelievably strong. You can put him so in a solo lane as well as in a dual lane or even in tri lane because he has a stun and a slow, and on top of it, it's an escape. And then there's the fact that you can farm so efficiently with him. If you send one of your dogs into the woods and the other one into the lane, you get double the XP. And it, I mean, the hero did receive some nerfs a long time ago, but I really think that the hero is still fantastic.
yeah. I mean, Complexity is a team that, if we were to see a Gemini, that definitely one that you would have almost expected on because Formulus does have that history right here in terms of playing it for them. So back in his Beaver Banger days and
Yeah,
before the
when
Complexity days.
when it was just no stun.
When it was Nullstone Gaming and when they first started breaking onto the scene, yeah.
And I mean, he played at Suicide as well. They would have him rotate into the carry role later on, but he would
That's
start
right.
off as Suicide. So
That's right. They like to do that, yeah. They did the aggressive dual lane suicide, yeah. Sometimes too, but
fun times.
these are fun times as well, though. We got
Hmm.
short lane Gemini, I'm sure, to be coming out here. So yeah, it is going
I,
to be the support of Luna.
how do you get that Parasite avatar, by the way?
Paragon? You don't know? That's the
Plinko only.
that's the
I'm sorry.
Plinko.
I've been gone the entire week.
Come on. This is the
Ah, come on.
supporting the Honey Sports, the
Yes.
putting it towards Honey Sports there. So the Paragon Parasite, and obviously he has the upgrades just like all the other Paragon avatars do/will have for 4 of his abilities in the Carnage Counter. We've actually seen what you got played a couple times today. That number that pops up below, I'm pretty cool. Keeps track of the amount of kills that you get on the specific avatar. So you can win as well.
Yeah. It's cool things that they're implementing. I mean, the empath stuff was all cosmetic, but you know, with Parasite now you get this cool feature where you can see how many kills you get. Lovely.
Empath actually had it as well. All the Paragon avatars are going to have
Really?
it. Yeah, no, it's
My God, I have been
you
gone.
really are MIA.
Yeah.
Gotta watch the Paragon video. Catch up on times.
Hmm.
But yeah, all the avatars will have that. They'll have all 4 of their abilities will have upgrades, and then there will be a Carnage counter on all of them as well. Maybe that you can
Then
upgrade.
what was that silver Midas? That's not a.
That's
just the silver.
separate. That's just something else. Yeah, that's just
Okay,
silver coins and stuff they can upgrade there. So, yep, that is separate. Okay, so a lot of avoiding going on here to start once again. Look at Fresh. They're checking Conger. It's like, yeah, this
We
happened
have
to
to
us.
check it now. There is no way we're falling for that again. And
Not again.
yeah, it's been really unfortunate that they got caught by that, but it's just something you got to expect sometimes. Some teams will do it, some will not. Wild Soul back in the scene, you got to check it.
Well, it's one of those as well. I honestly feel like teams wouldn't usually do it in a non-casted match. And I don't like it's because part of me almost feels like well, a team like why they would want to do it too is for that craziness that get the fans be like, oh, that's crazy, you guys actually did that, the recognition. Whereas, when the matches like whether it's by Honcast or somebody else even, the idea of trying to do a level 1 Congo may not resonate as much. But
Yeah.
from my understanding, no one was covering that match and they went for it, and obviously it worked out. We're talking
But
about
of course,
Chopstick.
there's the argument that if you pull it off, you win.
Yeah. It's not 100%, but that would usually lead to a victory.
I mean, it gives you such a big lead in levels that you cannot lose the laning phase, and after that, if you pick the appropriate heroes, you can't be stopped in the push.
Mm-hmm.
And Probusk is going to be playing the Hag middle, and Hagstern is farming bottom with Pebbles.
Huh.
And yeah, it's interesting. So Ice and Gogo is actually playing the Woods Warbeast. Wow, I hadn't noticed.
That he is. Suicide Midas coming out here.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would they short lane the Pebbles? I mean, I guess the obvious just really want to make sure to get the farm onto him and the portal key, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we saw last game what happens when you give a Pebbles farm. He carries the game.
Yeah. Okay. So that is the plan. Wretched Hag, as you mentioned. It really does feel like Haxer would be maybe the Hag and Probusk could be the Pebbles even, but no, they are playing it the opposite here. Probusk on that Wretched Hag. Next one on the Pebbles here.
But Probusk played such a fantastic mid with like the hook heroes and everything, and I really don't understand why he's so locked into playing carries now.
I don't know.
I mean, if he's so good at that one thing, wouldn't he want to just play that once in a while? I mean, of course, he's completely
Maybe it's
transitioned.
Hacks. Maybe Hacks was bullying him and be like, no, I play Pebbles.
Maybe.
Stay away from my Pebble. That doesn't sound like Hacks at all. It doesn't sound like his style. But same. We don't actually know, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting noting. I think Gogo getting pretty low right here, but he's going to be fine. Just knowing what he can deal with, he's going to actually pick up a double damage rune happens to spawn. We'll use that to assist in some farm here.
I don't know if that's just going to farm, though, in the end, because it is very possible with Warbeast to farm really well, but it's so dependent on spawns, because you can't kill most of the hard camps. There's 2 which you can kill at level 1, which are Skeleton Kings and Vulture Lords. Minotaurs you can kill as well, but they take a bit longer and they stun, so that's super annoying. And for the rest, if you get a bad stack, like Catman plus Vagabond Leader, that's just going to be slowing down your farm the entire game.
Yeah, the spawns, that's definitely one of those heroes you're going to be a little careful with. Middle lane, Wretched Hag, she is going to survive now. I was going to say, I wonder if Love was going to go for the big green stun, but I honestly think he had the chance right there, but he actually just directly stunned Wretched Hag instead of trying to bounce it off the creep wave. And especially now with the amount of bounces you get from it, I really think she could have tried for it. And
you need to utilize that in the laning phase, for sure. I mean, he's playing versus a Hag, and in my opinion, Hag is getting way too much in this lane. Like, he's up at 220 gold per minute. It could be a bit better, of course, but he's just getting XP. And maybe that's down to Fuzzy Sloth making the mistake with lane control, or it's down to Aluna not boxing him out better. And Aluna is one of the best boxing out heroes in the game, in my opinion, because of that power throw.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
It's relatively spammable, and you can't really dodge it. Not without a haste or just boots in general.
600 attack range on top of that? Yeah, no, she's definitely one of the best in boxing out for sure. But Yeah, you mentioned Probusk. He's actually having a pretty good time. He's in fact going to bottle up the 4-minute rune bottom. It's just the refreshment in the end. As top rune will be taken by Love, as coming back now to hand that bottle off perhaps back to Magnus as it gets the regen there. So not necessarily a ganking rune, but controls it nonetheless.
In the top lane, we have Formless versus Zibe, of course. And honestly, I'd expect Zibe to be doing better. He's had 0 pressure. Well, I haven't really seen him get pressured by What You Got, although What You Got is at quite a low GPM for just... Okay, he is taking out a double stack with Vulture now, though. That's an effective way to increase your GPM. 260 now. Yeah, that was a bounce, a jump.
Going up a little bit, but look at Gemini though, man. 220 gold per minute. Yeah, he is back to a pretty struggle here.
And I mean, I mentioned he could solo, but Midas is just such a strong hero. And look at Zibe's build, actually. He's doing the not Lion's Pride again.
Okay.
I think this maximizes damage for how much mana you actually use.
Oscar, oh my gosh, he's in so much trouble down here. The illusion, putting it in front, trying to cut him off. He was down to maybe 20 life right here. He's healed up, though, with a health potion. The Chuck coming in, though. The block coming out from Warbeast, and it was enough to secure the kill. So, hell of a job to get away, but because he died at the end, it's almost like he would have been better off dying because now he gave a blast to the jungle.
Yeah.
Instead. And
this is not a ganking jungle. Oh, actually, Hag is in a bit of trouble, maybe.
Bartho?
No, he's going to be fine.
No,
and top lane, Zibe does... Whoa!
They go down, or yeah, Zibe goes down. Gemini, he needs to be careful with the creeps as he happens to be low, but he survives. So yeah, watching other action, but you see Parasite, if Face Hug was used, comes in and gets the kill. Onto Midas there.
I mean, that's exactly what they needed, though. If Gemini had this pressure the entire time, then he's not going to really recover or carry anything in the end. He doesn't even have boots, and he's walking back to base. Like, this is such a waste of time right now. Zibe's already porting back to the top lane, and he's actually going to still be able to increase his GPM.
Yeah, bottom lane, more Axis sitting at the tower. Really is level 6, but Pebbles having a great time. Haxron doing fantastic here. 365 gold per minute right now. And yeah, you do see Iceland Gogo, not really a ganking jungler, but he gets the bloodlust kill. And all of a sudden he's looking at 340 GPM here in the jungle. Well on his way to finishing that early Abyssal skill now, so
and
good start.
When he finishes that Abyssal skill and gets level 7, he's going to be able to farm the woods himself and send his dogs to the enemy woods to try and, you know, decrease the farm of the enemy. And that's one of the best ways to utilize Warbeast when you're actually just farming in the woods. When you're Suicide, you generally want to use them to push out waves further. And just, yeah, benefit from that. Like, and Luna is actually going top.
Well, because Zibe is getting caught out here. He's going to end up dying.
Okay.
I got this, guys. Don't worry. Cleans it up. And he wasn't going to get an assist if he didn't actually, so it kind of makes sense to me. But, yeah, he takes the kill in the end from Zibe, or on Zibe.
I mean, it's fine. Just have more people in on the kill and then maximize the fish. Oh, mid lane.
Yeah, Magnus, I think he almost thought that his support was here, but I was a little worried that he was going to get turned, but he's fine.
Yeah.
Has more access? No. Yep, going to be seen there. And that'll be the end of that attempt as the Veiled Rot.
He might stop him from getting the rune, though. This timing is really awkward. And he gets the DD on top of it, but it's not going to matter. It just means that Probusk has to go back to base or just sit and chill for a bit.
Yeah. Preventing him from picking it up, so that's the good news there, definitely. Midas middle lane, he's going to be fine.
Dude,
running back, bottom tower, though, in the meantime, going down. Warbeast and Pebbles. Big reason for that. Pebbles, he is hitting really hard here already. Glowing red hands, having that level 1 enlarge. Makes a lot of sense.
I think Ice and Gogo should max his battle cry because they're going to be fighting soon when Haxron has that PK. Otherwise, the whole idea behind farming Pebbles is wasted.
Okay, we got to talk about this for a second. Haxron, by the way, is going in Alchemist Bones here.
Oh, no.
So
really?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a counter to Parasite, but I guess also a farm on Pebbles.
This is the Zibe thing. He did this once to me in a TMM, and he didn't do anything after that.
Didn't work out well there. Okay.
No, it didn't work out for him.
Oh,
Nice
nice
last-
tower kill.
Yeah, nice
Top
use
lane,
of.
Wretched Hag. Yep, she goes down. She got caught up there. I'm not even sure how that really took place there, but she does end up falling, actually, as Gemini and Parasite come together to take her out. But it is official. There's the Alchemist Bones on Pebbles now. It's pretty early. I mean, especially going to Steam Boots and Power Supply first.
Yeah, I don't get that. If you're gonna go Alchemist Bones, like I'd say go it earlier because this is just the attack speed is nice, I guess.
It's
Decent, you know.
This is very different. This is very different. It reminds me of Swinomelons when he used to go Portal or Alchemist Bones on Pestilence. I know that they're definitely different heroes, kind of, but they have similar aspects where it's both kind of initiated, want the portal key usually sooner than later. But you know, he would choose to go the Alchemist Bones first, just for the sake of then farming eventually later on too. But then get that portal key next, and then go from there. So
Yeah,
something to
but
it.
that kind of reminds me of Hontour Season. Was it 2 finals? Where in Thailand everyone was picking up Alchemist Bones on every single hero, and the European teams and the NA EU teams were not doing that. And well, Haxtron.
Well, that was, yeah, he missed the stalagmites there, and that almost backfired. In fact, they're diving. I don't know about this, though. Warbeast, he's going to barely get away. He runs it. No, he gets taken out as Magnus stuns in. Yeah, they put themselves in a bad spot here. Did fresh, and it's going to backfire. In fact, there comes the Arcane Vortex. That's just going to, that almost helps the Hellborn team set up to clean up here. They kill Pebbles. Midas now in trouble. A nice leap over the ledge. But he's going to be chased down. I don't know if he's actually getting out of here in the end. Maybe because of lack of mana.
He has the Striders up, and that's going to save him in the end.
Oh, Moira, though, not the same. Formless comes in and takes the kill. But, yeah, that all started because Pebbles ran up there and he missed the stalagmite stuff.
Yeah, they're just playing over there. Like, it feels like they're just playing too aggressive. They don't even have the portal key on Pebbles. And then they just are automatically going to miss the stalagmites if they're that over eager. I don't know. I'm just at a loss. Like, honestly, it doesn't make any sense for them to go right now. Their timing is completely screwed up. They don't even have Steam Boots on Ice and Go-Go. They did some weird toss of Warbeast into the creeps, and then, well, Haxtron missing stalagmites, and then still choosing to continue. Yeah, I don't know. That super counter.
Luna actually
Look
getting
at
caught
that,
here.
Luna.
Nice job from Moira starting that. I was going to say that, but yeah, you also have to think about kind of the logic that obviously Alchemist Bones is 1900 gold, right? So he would have had his portal key by that time, before that even, in terms of relative to the time of the game, and that obviously makes it a lot easier to set up a stalagmite and ultimately set up his combo. So imagine if he did have the portal key there and how much maybe more of a difference that would have made in that fight. But yeah, he went the Alchemist Bones route. Again, it does have a double value in the sense that it also is a counter to Parasite this game, at least.
But it's clear we both heavily disagree with his item choice.
I wouldn't say heavily. I'm not against it maybe as much as you are, but I do think that the portal key timing was so good to just get that and start making some moves. I think the value for that probably was better, but I don't think it's like a horrible pickup though necessarily.
All right. I would still prefer seeing it on Zibe though, on the Midas, for him to go for those Alchemist Bones because Haxtron, they're securing farm on him to create space this game so that Warbeast and Hag can recover, or, well, not really Warbeast recover, but Hag can recover. And what he's done now is he's taking more space when there's no space left to take. And that's where it's clear because they have a 4K experience lead now, the guys of Complexity.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do.
PK now picked up on Fuzzy Sloth as well. And what you got is doing a great job with the Alchemist Bones. I mean, with the Puzzle Box. I think he just picked up level 2. That's really quick, by the way.
Yeah,
14 minutes.
He's level 11 as well. He's a big part of that experience gap right here. He's level 11. The him and Gemini are the only 2 level 11s in the game right now. But, you know, especially Parasite having that level 2 face suck here, even more burst damage to be had coming out from him right now.
It might be even level 3 puzzle box. I'm not sure he's in a Minotaur.
I think it was level 2, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see when it comes out.
I hope so for Mint's sake, because that would be that would be ridiculous.
He has 370 gold per minute. You're right. So maybe, maybe we'll have to wait to see when.
Get out of
this
Minotaur.
Leave it. Son of a bitch.
There, Wild Hunters. There you go.
Level 2. Okay.
Level 2. All right, there we go.
We're good. Although Wild Hunter, that's big. See if he makes something out of this.
And Pebbles has a portal key now. It's still a really early portal key, I have to say, with the Seam Boots and the power supply, but I guess he's just going to continue farming now, because Complexity, they don't want to fight. They've got a recovering Gemini, and I love that he went Abyssal Skull, by the way, because all the auras stick with the red dog. So what you can do is when you split, have your red dog form the woods, and they won't actually lose that much HP, because they have the life steal aura.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes
cool.
I know things.
Oh, yeah, no, that's a great mechanic to definitely tell there, for sure. All right, so yeah, we'll see if the split farm. He hasn't used it just yet. He's still in the full form here.
But nobody's farming his woods, so he should do it. It's not like Midas can one-shot the dogs either, because they have extra magic armor.
Yeah, that's
7.5.
Yeah, it's formless. Yeah, he usually is pretty good. I'm trying to maximize that farm for sure too. So he's insisting on sitting in the main form for now, though. Maybe he's heading to the jungle here. We'll see. This is maybe the cue to break up.
Is he
gonna
split,
get the
though?
quick blade. Oh, Parasite found, by the way, in the jungle, and he's taken out.
Aqua's Bones coming into play?
I'm sure it did. Didn't catch it initially, but gotta think it did. And there we go. Use it to farm. Middle lane, though. Wretched Hag gets caught. Magnus and the power throw. No, that wasn't even a factor, apparently. That was really just Magnus and what you got, actually.
With the puzzle box.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, wow. That was really weird for a second. But that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Puzzle got it. So good kill on a Wretched Hag right there. Mana burn, perhaps. Part of that. But you do see Haxer, though, the Alchemist Bones. He's got the portal key now. 450 gold per minute. Top lane, though, Midas lockdown, the split form of the dogs. Using it for the double lockdown. No, he goes right back into the full form. So he's using it for kills, but he's staying full form for the farming aspect here.
Yeah, but even when you're pushing a tower like this, using the split form is a lot more effective as well, because the dogs, they hit almost as hard as the main dog, and then, 2 times 1 is more than 1 times 1.
It's true. Sure,
the math is flawless.
Amazing with his math. Oh, we got a kill right here on a Moira Bat Blast.
But no haunt, so there's no slow.
Yeah, there were what is going on? How do you not have level 1 haunt? I'm like, wait, what weren't? Oh, that's awkward. No haunt. And I really do think that's what kept him alive. Because, yeah, Pebbles was very close right there. And he could have possibly got in range if the haunt was actually applied, but nope.
And I'm so happy. You know who's leveling his steam bath?
Oh, action picked off. Well, Magnus is the only hero that has steam bath, so I'm going to guess him.
Fuzzy Spot. Yeah. But it's such a good skill, and I would never pass it up. He's stuck though in creeps. Never mind.
No, he's fine.
But yeah, Hextron dropped down in top lane because of the portal key picked up on Oscar. Really good timing. As always, he always has really good timing on that portal key, even if he's in the suicide lane. I don't understand how he does it, to be honest. He just refuses to die. He dies once in lane, then he goes somewhere else because he realizes, I'm not going to get any farm here. I'm just going to feed, and my portal key is going to take that much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, suicide role in general, it's like you got to have high respect for it, for the players that play it and play it well for sure. It's obviously it's arguably the most frustrating role for sure, and knowing how to play it well, it's pretty tough. You got to have a very, very calm nature to you. I don't know if I could do it. In fact, I'm going to say I could not do it because, yeah, I would rage probably way too hard.
Yeah, if you tilt even the slightest bit, you'll just end up feeding.
Yeah.
And I see too many people who stay in their lanes for way too long as suicide players when they've died 3 times and they just continue going back to the lane. I've made this mistake myself as well because I don't want to give up my lane, and I'm like, I can still get experience, but really, the risk is not worth the reward in those cases.
I'm almost a little stunned by looking up at the scoreboard here and seeing Complexity actually nearly 9,000 experience lead and now even a 4,000 gold lead, which is actually going to grow a little bit there with that tower kill. Yeah, so I mean, this game, it's just gone out of hand. This was at Pebbles that was snowballing. He went the Alkbone, so that, you know, whenever you go a very controversial item like this, there's going to be the idea. I mean, you're kind of all into the idea that this better work, or else you're going to get criticized.
Yeah.
It's safe to say it's not working so far. His team is now behind and not in the greatest spot. In fact, Midas is going to be picked off. Top lane, they are porting in, though. Morak, can she maybe catch him? She does have her illusion. Probably going to need to use that. No, she tried to catch with the Arcane Vortex, but just too far. And that'll be the end of that attempt there. So they get away after taking out Midas. They get the TPs to come in too, and you can just tell. I mean, Complexity is just they're in a groove, kind of like they were in Game 1 against Sync. They started getting that groove and just pick off, and eventually won it from there. So.
And Iceland really hasn't been split pushing that much. He only went bottom with Pebbles at the start to push that out. And after that, he hasn't really been using his dogs to, you know, push out lanes and then be farming in more of a dangerous position because he and Midas are the only two who can do that. But clearly Midas has been having issues because of the portal keys.
Yeah. Pebbles looked like he just tried right there for a jump, but unsuccessful.
Level 3 puzzle box now for a while, and I think he picked up something else, but Hag actually...
Oh, wow. He combos in, but just too late. And now Pebbles actually needs to run right here. Although Midas coming in to maybe get a transmit on a Magnus. Yes, he lands in. The mana burn on the Midas from Parasite. Doing what he can. Oh my god, that explosion! And one more attack, and he's dead. Oh no, a double tap for Parasite right here. It's not over just yet. He's sidestepped in, prevents the transmit. He has support coming in. Yeah, they're going to look to turn this. Here comes Morax. He jumps over the portal key. They're going to get the go first, and Parasite stays alive. The bait was real right there all along. What you got? He had a bad Behemoth game against Sync in the Game 2, but boy is he making up for it here in Game 1 of this next series.
He's just playing around with them. He's like running circles around them.
Yeah.
Around the guys from Mint right now, and I guess you could argue US East lag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be used to it. Like you played this team so many times now. Anyone that tries to actually use that, I'm sorry, it's not. It's just not. Just stop. But Haxrin. You made the great point there. Is like, why did he go back in? Why would you do that to a Mauler?
Why?
That's not. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go up to a Mauler and kill it, because that's what it does to you. And
it hurts.
That backfired. It hurts. So
a lot.
I don't know what that was about, honestly. I mean, I think he felt like he was saving Midas, kind of. I don't think Parasite was actually going to keep going. He was just kind of chasing them back, but. Oh my god, what just happened there? Portal Kid at the same time. Magnus is going to be chucked in and will be killed off, but now Pebbles in a bad spot. Morax is in the background. Here comes Gemini, and Parasite also with a flank. Catches Midas with that face. I got our tablet command support is on top of it. Warbeast runs right on out, though. And, well, Magnus is the only one to die there in the end. So, Fresh does come out on top of that fight, actually.
Fantastic, though, how you had the dog versus dog battle.
That's true.
Going on for a bit. Then 2 dogs ended up being stronger than 1 dog. Flawless math, once again.
You are on top of it. With Quincy gone, we need somebody to step up with the
math. Exactly.
So, but yeah, that's that was a fun. I mean, that fight started really weird. Like Pebbles Porter, I think he was actually trying to get Moraxis first, but Moraxis happened to PK at the same time. Yet he then got Magnus instead. So it
was all planned.
Funky. Everything was. But. You look at the lead now for Complexity. 8,300 goal lead. 8,300. Yeah, that's what I said. 8,300 goal lead. 11,000 plus experience lead right now. Level 16 Gemini, though, and definitely do not. We got to pay attention to him now with his item progression, especially. He does have the Frostburn. Another 1,500 gold saved up. Gemini is interesting with items like a Geometer's Bane, a Shrunken Head, even because it doesn't. You can't activate in split form. As I say that, though, yeah, they're going to go in right here. Midas now. Pebbles goes in first, but Midas also jumped. However, the Twin Fang, excuse me. No, but Pebbles gets caught, and he is going to be bursted down, so they get at least something out of it. As Formless is now officially a serial killer, and Midas was still hanging around. Oh, he's now trying to get away, and actually the Elemental Warp use, but here comes Moraxis. He missed the stop, but he forced him backwards.
But why are the points coming in now?
Oh my God, Warbeast. He goes ulti for him, but yeah, this is dangerous. Eruption coming in, however, nice Shorkan head right there. Buyback on Pebbles. That's probably why, as he does get stunned, though, immediately. Wretched Egg is getting low, though. Wretched Egg will fall. Gemini in the background. He's cleaning up. He gets a double tap right there, and now he's going for more. He jumps in, jump on a Pebbles. Beautifully timed right there. One more auto attack should do it, as it does. That's a hat trick, and it's him versus the other dog. He has support, though. Warbeast goes down. A double tap for Formless. They concede. GG, well played. Complexity takes the first game here in this 2-game series. They just turned it on, man, and we're not stopping here in this game.
I mean, they were just Mint just looked in disarray. Like, I want to say well played to Complexity.